Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. Today, I will be joined by Dennis Delor from the St. Clair County Parks and Recreation Department, and today's show is sponsored by the St. Clair County Department of Veteran Affairs. Dennis, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good. So, obviously we go way back, senior summer games, both kind of came up through the ranks of our respective organizations. Now you're the head honcho, the big cheese, as they say. Yeah. But you've been in your role quasi for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, this role about 2 years, just under 2 years. So, but with parks for 19. So
you've seen a thing or two and done a thing or two.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Well, it's good to see as always, and I know you guys are moving and grooving, doing things all over the county, but today we're going to talk about something going on the southern part of the county, the North Channel Park. And for those that, live up here on the north end of the world, can you tell us about it, where you at, what's happening?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about it being, we're up here in the north part of the county, and that's the southern part of the county. A goal for St. Clair County Parks has always been to be diverse in where our parks are. Mm-hmm. And this is a long-time goal of getting the park in the southern part of the county. So when we had the opportunity a few years ago to acquire some property on the North Channel, there was a strong interest from people from that part of the community that really wanted to have this park. So we put things in motion, started looking at a lot of properties actually down in the southern part of the county, but this one fit our needs. Okay. And what I mean by that is that it's on the water, it's on the North Channel, which is, waterfront properties are hard to come by. And when you can give public access to waterfront, it's going to be very appealing to the residents because they know that they have that opportunity.
Yeah. So where exactly is this space that you're looking?
So North Channel County Park,
Say that 3 times fast, right?
North Channel County Park is in the right on the Clay Township Algonac border. Okay. So right in that area there, the Algonac Harbor Club is right next door.
Got it. Okay.
There's a DNR boat launch on the other side, so there's already boat access, but this gives people, personal access to that water. And so I think where it's located is going to be a very popular park. It's right on Point Trumbull Road, right outside of Algonac, like I said. So I think people are going to really enjoy to get access to the water there.
Well, and you said that. I know a lot of times it's a challenge. So, why are we spending these dollars on water for access? But I don't think, it's kudos, number one, because I think for a lot of folks having, not being aware maybe that having access to water, we're a waterfront community, having that access really does improve quality of life. It improves overall property value for the entire area and subsequently the region. So kudos for making that investment. So I'm sure it was easy as you just walking down there and just saying, here's where we're going to put a park, and it was done, right? Was there any thing that happened between point A and point B?
The master plan for that park is pretty dynamic because of the features of the landscape there. Yeah. About 30% of it is wetlands. So there's an inlet that comes into the property that will allow us to design around that inlet. We'll have elevated boardwalks that will let people traverse across the wetlands. And then our other park amenities will be closer to the road. Okay. But it's pretty dynamic because it'll allow us to have a canoe and kayak launch, probably a water feature, of course a nice playground, access to the Bridge to Bay Trail, which is another big part of this. The Bridge to Bay Trail is 54 miles long, and this is towards the southern end of the trail. So it'll allow us to put a trailhead in, so people have access into the park. And like I said, the canoe and kayak launch, that's on a national water trail. So that's a unique thing about this park too. There's a Russell Island Loop is what it's called on that portion of the national water trail. And this will be like a trailhead for that section. So I think people are really excited about that. We'll have observation decks where people can go and look at the North Channel and watch the ships go by and whatnot, but also be able to go fishing and those sort of things. So there'll be a lot of opportunities in this park. The master plan's pretty dynamic.
Nice. So 2 quick questions as we wrap, because I don't think folks always give or understand the credit that you deserve, because obviously these playgrounds and the work that isn't cheap. Ballpark, how much money have you and your team raised outside of tax dollars to help support this work?
So we are very aggressive with grants in our county park system. We have been for decades. We are very fortunate in Michigan to have the Natural Resource Trust Fund program, which is a grant program that is state funded or state collected funds that can only be used towards recreational use, green space preservation, those sort of things. And so for this project, we use them for the acquisition of the property.
Okay.
In 2022, we received a trust fund grant for $270,000 with a 51% match, so that takes us to $280,000. We just got a recreation passport grant in 23 for $150,000 with a $150,000 match, and then got good news that there's a possibility in 24 here that we'll get more news about another trust fund grant. So the project's very expensive. It's about a $4.5 million price tag, but
easy peasy, right?
Right. So what I tell everyone is that this is going to be a process that's going to take several years. Our goal in 24, we just recently, there was a couple of houses that were on some of the parcels. We demolished those. Got it. But we're prepping the property for the first phase. So our goal is to work from the road to the water.
Yep.
So the first phase is going to be developing that parking lot, which is not the most exciting part of the park.
Well, it's the sexiest part of the project, right?
Well, I think it's a big necessity, so we have to have it.
Minor detail.
As much as I don't like putting pavement in parks, but I really believe that that's the first step, and then the trailhead. So those two components are going to let us get started and also give people access. Right. That's what the big goal is here, is to get that access created.
Well, outstanding. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again. We go way back, and I look forward to chatting with you in the future.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And thank you for joining us on Spotlight.